What's up, YouTubes? Probably getting served ads right now, so we'll give it a minute. If you're watching this in the future, fast on forward. You'll see it when the draft starts, and then you can watch from there. And I appreciate you. And we got some preseason football going on. 3 games tonight. 2 games have started. So, going to be a couple of takes from this as we go through some early news items. Waiting for some people to get in before we start a mock draft. First of all, people are going to get excited about Tyler Warren's performance tonight. I mean, he looked good as expected, really, from him, but always nice to see that he looked good. If you're not aware, none of the top 3 wide receivers were on the field. So be careful. Hopefully the mic is fine tonight. Maybe I should do a quick check. Is the mic working? There we go. Looks like it's fine. CC. It's preseason. But yes, they're definitely looking like the better team. I don't know if it's the Colts have bad special teams or if it's you now have really good special teams. It's tough to tell. Probably a little bit of both, but exciting. Cece, are you interested in joining the league? You want to be in the listener league? I think I'm going to do like a $10 gift card for the winner. There's no entry fee. So, if you're interested, there is a link there above. If you need me to repost it, let me know. Would love to have you in it. I have, right now it's 6 people. I think with you we would easily get to 9, and then I have an emergency 10, and we might be able to get it up to 12 even. So join on in if you want to. The info is on there, but it's September 2nd, I believe, the Tuesday of the week when the NFL starts. Draft night. Same time. We'll probably do like same time, 8:30, as I've been doing these. So, Tyler Warren was probably the best receiver on the field by, maybe a ways. I don't think that should be totally reflective of what to expect of him getting almost every target throughout the season. Anthony Richardson got injured. I guess it's not his shoulder, so that's good, even though the announcers said that he went off the field with a limp shoulder. His pinky was, there's a picture of it. It was way over here, where it's not supposed to be. On his right hand, Luke, welcome in. Awesome. Thank you. I believe he's right-handed. I believe that's his throwing hand. So, the pinky does help with accuracy for throwing. The timetable to heal from it, well enough, brings you up to the season, so that's not a huge issue. The full time of healing, it might impact his accuracy, unfortunately. We might not be able to really tell because of how inaccurate he was last year. But, I don't know. That might be enough for them to just say, we'll start Daniel Jones, let him get all the way recovered to start the season. Just as I had moved Anthony Richardson up in my rankings. Ugh, I tell you. I mean, I still had him behind J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, and Caleb Williams. I think he was right after those 3. But that's a fun tier that you can get in on. Roschon Johnson battling some foot issues. That's just going to help rookie Kyle Manangai. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Maybe help secure some work in that offense. He is an interesting name, just given the DeAndre Swift history with Ben Johnson and all that. Could give them, if he's good enough, could give them, some solid first, second down type of work. That he's not really a receiving back kind of guy. That's what they drafted him potentially for. So he's a really fun prospect. And yeah, Roschon Johnson stepping aside, giving him more reps and everything could definitely be helpful for him. Yeah, usually I do, and I could change this to 10 team if you really want. I'm trying to get a little bit of practice in for 12 team because I do 12 team drafts. It looks like we've already got 3 in here. So I do want to get started probably a little bit earlier tonight, so we won't wait forever for people to get in. I lost my... So yeah, most of them have been 10 teams so far, and I think... I don't know, when is... What's the holiday where everybody drafts? Labor Day? Or is that... That's... Wow, September 1st this year. Because usually people draft that, like, weekend. So right at the end of the month. Well, that works. So I'll probably do no videos and just, like, straight do streaming mock drafts the week leading the last week of the month. Is kind of my thought. And try and get every video I want to get done prior to that. Right now I have the settings at half PPR. I can put it to full PPR. Okay. Matt Stafford, good news on Matt Stafford today. It looks like they're going to try to get him working out again on Saturday. Still concerns me in general, previous issues. So, I don't know. That's good news. That's good news for everybody involved there. Bad news for the Los Angeles Chargers, losing their left tackle, probably losing, need an MRI to confirm it, but I think it was a patella tendon injury, tear, rupture, one or the other, somewhere around there for Rashawn Slater, left tackle of the Chargers. Yeah, that sucks for everyone involved. It's a little hard to do too much with that, but at the same time, obviously, that makes things a little less productive, probably. Well, hello, Starjoy. How are you today? There is a link to... I'll repost it now that people are talking a little bit. A link here. There you go. To the mock draft. Tonight, I'll keep looking for a little bit of news that's been going on. Brandon Ayuk, unlikely to be cleared for week 1. This is expected. This is what we thought would happen, so that shouldn't be any kind of a surprise, but he still gets drafted pretty highly, so I assume that will go down as time goes on. RJ Harvey news hasn't been promising, struggling with his pass blocking. That is something that head coach Sean Payton cares about. Reportedly only getting like 30% of the work. I don't care that he's 5th on the depth chart. That doesn't matter. But, plenty of time here to get better, but the sooner the better. I might end up lowering him in my rankings a little ways. Another thing where I did lower him for like a day or something earlier on, towards the end of last month, like a week or 2 ago, is that I go back and I check my notes on him, and I do have, he's not a workhorse running back or anything like that. So I do think that there will be a shared workload there, probably all season. Do you think Sanders will ball out? I don't know. Are they going to play their number 1 receivers and stuff, or no? If not, probably not. Travis Hunter can play a high level. Oh, that's the Devontae Adams stuff there. Tonight, Keaton Mitchell looked nice, still clearly behind Justice Hill on the depth chart, but was nice to see Keaton Mitchell looking like Keaton Mitchell. And so, that's a name where if Derrick Henry goes down throughout the year, he could definitely be interesting for waiver wire. I still think Justice Hill's the safer bet overall, especially for drafting. But Keaton Mitchell is definitely an exciting guy, and I don't know that he quite had the same burst that he used to have, but he still has as good a wiggle, and he put on a little weight, so that kind of offsets it. It's nice to see. Other story, there was that. Unfortunately, Bilal Cohen, a rookie safety for the Ravens, looks like he probably broke his leg or something. Not good. That or maybe dislocated, but Panthers. Wait. Okay, Deontay's going to be playing. Now, the Panthers' starting defense isn't like anything to write home about, and they don't currently have their starting cornerback. Well, I don't know. He's the one who got in a car injury, right? In a car accident. Cincinnati's offense looked like it should against the second unit for the Philadelphia Eagles, and their defense wasn't extremely promising. And DJ Giddens didn't really do anything with a fair amount of opportunities for Indianapolis. I think that's a lot of it from tonight. Who are some other players right now? So talked about concerns for RJ Harvey in terms of where we're drafting him right now. Tyrone Tracy's had some good news over this last week. Cam Scatterboot, not so great news reports coming out. I still mostly hold steadfast on that, but I might end up flipping them by the time we get to draft day if nothing, they're very tentative. Good news, Jaden Blue's been getting a lot of good reviews, so that's great. He's back up in my rankings. I've talked about some of that before. Yeah, I think we'll get into a mock draft. Why don't we do that? It sounded like somebody wanted to go 10 teams. So, Luke, if you're still around, I don't want to boot you, so maybe I won't do it. But, Luke, if you're around, let me know. I can turn it down to 10 team, but if I do it right now, it'll boot you, and then you won't be able to get back in if you miss the beginning of the draft. Yeah, I mean, I hate it. I moved... I moved Trey Harris down a little ways. I was very excited about Trey Harris. I think it hurts him the most. I moved McConkey down a spot. Less confident about him, but he's still good. He's really good from... Okay, still in there. I will change this on to 10 team then for you. I gotta get some 12 teams in. So I'm not overly concerned about Ladd McConkey. Just a little less excited about it. Where I thought he was just an absolute slam dunk. Now a little bit concerned. I will be definitely trying to find out as much as I can about his, what they're doing with his usage. I believe I have Tyreek like a spot ahead of Adams. I'm pretty sure I'm going to move Tyreek out of the tier that I have him in. I don't, not like a lot of great stuff going on there in Tyreek Hill news. Did Tesla stock? I already had Tesla like quite high, so no. Yeah, Keenan Allen, it muddies things there. It makes the breakout for Trey Harris a little bit harder, but at the same time, like Keenan Allen's more of the slot where McConkey plays, which is why it's just kind of funky to me. I don't like it. I will be very curious to see what the feedback is about how they're utilizing that receiving group. Will definitely help to clear up some things with him back. But for now, I just moved McConkey down one spot. So did you get back in here, Luke? You did. Awesome. I'm in. All right. So did Tesla stock? No. Tyreek Adams, full PPR. Yeah, Slater news sucks. Yeah, Wilson over Tyreek, for sure. Even though I have major concerns for him as well. I might have him behind... Shucks, I don't even know. I gotta have him above Adams. I think I have him ahead of Tyreek still by like a spot. The Tyreek, man, the news has not been great. So let's get this draft going. Looks like most of you are in here. D's nuts. Get ready. We will start now. Chase going first, as he should. JSN, still JSN for me. They should still be more pass heavy, better quarterback. talent-wise, I don't know that Wilson's like some significantly better receiver than JSN. I mean, currently I would rank him higher in terms of just talent, but of course JSN's still younger. And, you know, just really is hanging his hat on 1 year. So we'll see, but the story for JSN in his career could look just as good or better than Wilson's long term. Then we see the run on the running backs go. CeeDee Lamb, Burgos, you're a jerk. That brings a tough decision for me. Justin Jefferson is probably my guy. Well, see, I like to go running back. I like to go wide receiver first. Justin Jefferson, I'm just going to hope that hamstring gets better. Yeah, Malik Neighbors right behind Jefferson. I don't think I can. Heck, he's even a little bit injured right now. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my wide receiver rankings. Not on the screen. I have it. Drake London moved ahead of Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey, T. Higgins, JSN. I did move Tyreek Hill to the bottom, to the next tier. I do have him a spot ahead of Garrett Wilson. And I have Garrett Wilson a spot of Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, a little less concerned now because of the good news for Stafford, but still just some concern about that season long. Tyreek Hill's got the higher upside. Garrett Wilson's the safer pick, is how I feel about that between him and Hill. And I think I'll still stick with Wilson over Adams. All right, I used up half my time. Who do I got? Christian McCaffrey's still available. See, that's why I like to go wide receiver there, because I like Christian. Along with Robertson, gets hype every year and seems to underperform. Jay Jetta doesn't underperform. I'm confused on why anything... What? I'm a little confused by that, Michael. Do you like having one of Allen or Lamar in a 10-man start 7? I don't mind drafting like Lamar because Allen goes higher, doesn't he, typically? Yeah, well, not by a whole lot. I prefer to get like Burrow or Daniels, who can drop. I don't mind if you can get him in the 3rd round. I don't like quarterback in the 2nd round. It depends who's still available. I'm more on board with these top 5 quarterbacks than I am on taking a quarterback high most years. Partially because they are going at least a little bit later right now, although it seems to be pushing up slowly. I should include Jalen Hurts in there too, obviously fine with that. Okay, Sturjoy, we're all just in it for the fun. We've all got our own strategies. I prefer late wide receiver and quarterback. Tight end and quarterback, typically. But I'm okay with them. Currently, I think like George Kittle's a nice buy. Although he's been moving up a little bit. But I think I got him. I used to be able to get him in the 5th round sometimes in 10-team. Well, I think you answered your own question, Mr. Magic. Just concern about Penix would be the biggest thing. You compare Penix and Trevor Lawrence. I think most people assume Trevor Lawrence is the better quarterback. So, I think that's what it comes down to. I have BTJ over London. But it's far from a guarantee. I have concerns about BTJ. London's a very safe pick. It doesn't matter. You got to start a flex, right? Your flex spot, you just own your flex spot. You're fine. Kyron Williams, good value here. JSN, T. Higgins, definitely, of course, very enticing as well in that tier. Ladd McConkey gone. Oof, 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 oof. I am starting to get a little bit concerned about some of those running backs that I liked. JSN, Kyron Williams. This is half PPR. I'm just going to start this. We'll see what happens. There's still several wide receivers that I 5th through 7th round that I don't mind. McBride going right there. Quarterbacks smushed on either side. Garrett Wilson with Team 9. Neighbors, Puka starts. You probably would have liked if Kyron would have fallen to you. JSN. I would assume so. I don't think anybody's catching up with that running back room. Ooh, look at that. Now, if this was full PPR, Sturjoy, holy cow. I forgot to reset it to PPR, so I don't know if it would have been, you know, players available might have been a little different or not. Tyreek Hill's still available. I don't love the wide receivers here. Hurts, Burrow, okay. George Kittle. Could I always hope for a quarterback to potentially fall here, even if I went with Kittle? Or I could also have a pretty solid running back room. I have Omarion Hampton one spot behind Kyron. Let's just go heavy running back. I don't think I've tried a heavy running back strategy at all this year. Yeah, full PPR, that's just godly. I had a full PPR team kind of like that I drafted. That was just so, it was like Achane, Chase Brown, you know, Neighbors maybe, I don't quite recall, but it might have been Neighbors. Might have had JSN on that team. It was yeah, one of those types, or maybe I feel like I was drafting here, so it probably wasn't Ladd McConkey. Although it was more centered. It might have even been CeeDee Lamb. It might have been one where CeeDee Lamb fell. Then maybe I paired that with like Ladd somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember the feeling of holy cow, full PPR. This is lovely. Lucky for me, this is half PPR, given Kyron Williams and Hampton, who I don't think will have some sort of huge receiving workload. So Jalen Hurts, Mayfield. Burgos taking Mayfield over. I don't get that. I cannot say I understand that over Joe Burrow. This might be a team where I'll have to take like Rashee Rice if he's here. Just limp my way through the first couple of weeks. I don't know. I still have some other wide receivers ranked higher though. Michael Eden. So you got Kittle then, and then Harrison. So if Harrison can hit for you, that'd be nice. Hero wide receiver been getting a lot of conversation this week. I like wide receiver first round for sure that. And I do think that there are quite a few later wide receivers that you can get too, but I don't quite love Hero. Well, I'm going close to it, but I'm not going to quite get there. I might get there. Joe Burrow's still available. You know what? Looks like I'm doing a Hero wide receiver. McLaurin, Rice, Metcalf. Come on, you stupid computer. Don't take my guys. I'll tell you one thing. When you have like two people kind of going like this, it can help to end up pushing those later wide receivers into your favor. Sergio's team is good. Laporta, Connor after that. Some concerns about Connor, but as long as those concerns don't end up mattering. So here's where I used to like Harvey. I've got Pickens in front of this group, but he's also the most likely to make it back to me. I look through here. I only see one person who might take two receivers. I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for those big games with that wide receiver. Looks like, what? Aeneas Peebles with a sack or a forced fumble or something there? What happens here? Tipped ball. And? It falls. Aeneas Peebles, rookie, defensive tackle. Yeah, there should still be a couple of guys too. I mean, there's some running backs late too. I mean, you're gonna want like Jordan Mason, Tank Bigsby, some of those guys you can get late. Man, like, it's beautiful. Worthy, Smith, Flowers. Well, Worthy's gonna be at the bottom of that list for me. I don't have them in the same tier. I have Flowers, Smith, Worthy. There goes Flowers. Michael, you took Pickens. That was one of them I wanted. So was McMillan. But, do still have Olave. Waddle's looking a little bit more enticing these days. I actually ended up bumping him into the next tier. Having a good camp, too, apparently. Okay, so Kyron Williams, Amari, and Hampton, I really feel good about that with Christian McCaffrey, actually. So that's kind of nice. I'm still willing to take Waddle here. So what did you get? I mean, Tony Pollard, man. You know, Caleb Johnson, you want to strike for... I don't know that there's upside with that, but Tony Pollard, DeAndre Swift are beautiful. Tyrone Tracy, if you're a big believer in Tyrone Tracy, you could always try that. I don't think that'll pay off. Judkins. I think that's a mistake, especially when you might need running backs thin. It's definitely going to hurt them, but I still do have a strong offensive line in general. And I'd assume it hurts the passing game more than the running game. Hampton's really good, too. I think they'll still be a good offense. Yeah, that's what we wanted. So Ridley here. There we go. Okay. Between Williams, Olave, and Ridley, I should be able to make do. Right, so he misses 6 weeks on average. Okay. Cat? No. So he misses 6 weeks. He doesn't have any kind of training camp or preseason work that he's done. He still doesn't have a contract with the team right now. Then what? Maybe he ramps up into like week 10 where it's his backfield finally? I don't know. I mean, you got to make the playoffs before everything else, and now you got James Conner, Kamara, two aging running backs. I did not like the Judkins pick, especially for your squad that early. Judkins, I think, should be going 10, 11th round or something, maybe. Even then, I barely probably want him for now. I get the hope, but I don't think it's a good hope to be taken that early. No, Joe Flacco's the starter for Cleveland. Their third round pick, Dylan Gabriel's ahead of Shador on the depth chart. Not that technically ends up. Okay, is my mic still working? My cat's getting in the way. All right, it should be. Quincy, you want in on the listener league? I don't think you're in on it. Do you want in on it? I can, there's a link at the top of chat, but I could send you a link. Okay. I'm on the clock. So Jordan Addison going to miss 3 games, but when he comes back, and then Jefferson, that's kind of like a, kind of want it, kind of don't want it thing. I don't want to take Mark Andrews. Guys, I'm sorry, but I want to see something with my rankings. I want to see who my rankings are, say I should be drafting here. So I've got, they say Shakir. This wouldn't be the worst roster to add Shakir onto. Shakir, Golden, Addison. Okay. Okay, we'll do it, because this is kind of a weird roster. If I can get back to it in time. Adam. Jeez. Is Hampton cooked? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know how much to weigh it against him. He's a really good running back, and it hurts the passing game more. Nathan Boyd, how's it going? Nate, are you in the listener league? Do you want to get in on it? I can shoot the link out. Land McConkey, I dropped 1 spot. I'm definitely less aggressive about getting him, but I only dropped him 1 spot. I think it hurts Trey Harris, who I was pretty high on, more. So I don't like that for my Trey Harris stack. I still need to just get camp news about how they're utilizing him, because he's pretty much a slot guy, so then that pushes McConkey out more. But I think they're still going to put McConkey in the slot over him, so I think it's still going to be Trey Harris and McConkey on the field in 2 wide receiver sets would be my guess. And then when they go 3 wide receiver, McConkey, there's different ways you can do it, but if there was a traditional 3 wide receiver set, then you would put McConkey out wide. Let's see, I've got 5 wide receivers. We're getting down there. Tight ends still aren't going. I guess I will take Cam still. I don't know. Welcome, Quincy. All right. If Najee misses 6 time, I have Hampton ranked as my running back 11, and I haven't changed him with the Rashawn Slater news, but if I'm hearing people that I trust express major concerns, maybe I will end up pushing him back a little bit again. But Najee's on the pup now, huh? When did that happen? 25 days. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think Najee was previously on the pup. You would think he'd be on the NFI list, if anything. Because. So I wonder if he is suffering from something else. Because, like, he had the eye injury, but then there was like, oh, he's walking. And it's like, well, why aren't you at least jogging if it's an eye injury that's superficial? And that was all weird. And I wondered at the time, does he have a different injury as well then? That we're not aware of? And then he goes on the pup. Because if it's non-football injury related, I think the team gets benefits by putting him on that list compared to the pup list, I believe. I assume that's like the reason for it. Team 1 taking Jonnu Smith. Guys, why is Mark Andrews still available? I don't want to do it. All right, so Matthew Golden's still available. Man. Running backs are still available. I'll add Bigsby in here. Bigsby would be my backup. Yeah, Sturgill. I mean, I can't rank Warren over him, but I hear you. I don't love Warren in terms of the upside, but I do love the talent and think that there's that potential is there. Is Daniel Jones going to start? I think the pinky injury to Anthony Richardson tonight could definitely have an impact. Why can't cats just listen like dogs? I'll look at the drafts quick after we get done here. There goes Matthew Golden. Nice Sturjoy. And Dobbins. Give you a nice... See, Dobbins is, one of the kinds that you want there. You're looking a little thin at running back for me, but hopefully you'll get one more. I feel like I still might want a wide receiver, but nah. Okay, so I will go Tucker Kraft and someone. Yeah, I went to bothered with Ayuk. Really, I see with that roster, but Hunter, Golden. Hopefully, one of them can hit for you, if need be. Which with Puka Nacua, even Neighbors might need be. But hopefully, by the time that would happen, you're cooking. Yeah, Ayuk, I would have just gone Scatterboosh, Charbonnet, Blue, Tank Bigsby if Jordan Mason's gone. Even a Javonte Williams, Mondre, I wouldn't mind for your roster, specifically. What side am I taking? Oh my god. Hold up, I'll be right back. What side am I taking? 10-team half PPR. Amon St. Brown, James Conner, Diggs, and Mixon, or CD and Rice? I think CD and Rice? Is that like a trade, are you talking? Yeah, I think I'm with Sturjoy. Diggs, Mixon just don't really excite me too much. And then I've got to, there's no 2 for 4. You've got to like drop 2 people, even if it's a trade. So you're still going to be dropping somebody for Diggs and Mixon. I don't really want a piece of them. Yeah, we'll take Kincaid to match up with that. All right, interesting roster. So this is a team I would be very excited for the potential of. I just hoping one of these guys lights it up, or the combination. I get a little bit lucky with how well I play them, or something like that. I don't love holding 2 tight ends on my roster. Would have liked to get Njoku here, and I just probably would have relied on hope for the best there. I could have gotten Warren here, but I think Bigsby will definitely be going up here by the time draft day goes. All right, let's start off here. Michael Burgos, Lamb, Evans, Myers, Jennings, Higgins. Yeah, that's solid. Jacobs, Hubbard, Harvey, Warren, White. It should be fine. Your flex. Okay. You can get by early on season and later season. It very well might be Juwan Jennings. Otherwise, it's probably Jacoby Myers, at least to start this season for flex. Nice. Baker, when you could have gotten Burrow, I can't excuse that. Kelsey might be, I think there's a chance that Kelsey could have a little bit of a revival year and be worth where you get him. I don't love taking these tight ends right here, though. So, if you would have been able to get another, a Henderson instead of a Warren, and then instead of Kelsey, you had David Njoku somewhere down here instead. And Purdy and Baker Mayfield, I just don't think, in 10-team, you don't need 2 quarterbacks. You don't even need them in 12-team, but especially in 10-team. Michael Barkley, obviously, you started off really strong with running back, and then you got 2 more great running backs, so probably the strongest running back room. Kittle, very good. Didn't need Colston Loveland. When the heck are you going to start Colston Loveland over Kittle? I know there's always a chance of injury, but then you just go get somebody off the waiver wire because Colston Loveland most likely won't be better than whatever the waiver wire has to offer at tight end. Especially to start the season. Harrison, Pickens, Flowers, Judy, Reed. So I think you're probably not going to find Reed useful, but there is a chance. So that's, that's has good potential there. It has good potential there at the wide receiver room. I like the team there. CJ Stroud as your solo quarterback. Not my favorite, but I do have him ranked fairly enough that it's fine. Just a little bit of risk with that. Luke, I know you wanted me to look on yours. Robinson, Brown, Walker, hopefully he's stay healthy and everything, but if he doesn't, you got Mason, and then I don't think Isaac Arendo's going to matter for fantasy, but we'll see. Ladd McConkey, Tyreek Hill, Devonta Smith, Pearsall, Egbuka, Coleman. Okay, so you took some upside shots. And you might need him with Hill. Hard to imagine anyone would be better than Hill. If Hill can hit, then the running backs and wide receivers are very nice. I mean, Bijan and Chase Brown's beautiful. I think I would rather Bijan and Brown than Barkley and Irving. So I like your top 2 better. And if Ken Walker can hit, this team stays healthy and hits where it needs to. A.J. Brown injury, you could get some really good games from Smith in those instances. I would have taken Pickens over Smith all day, every day, if I were you. And then Ingram, it gives you a floor, which should be fine for your team. So, and I love Dak at quarterback. So overall, I like your team. A couple things I would have done a little bit different, but a strong team there. It's 10-team. Teams mostly, for the most part, teams look strong. Artie's Nuts, Gibbs, Hall, Pacheco, Caleb, Zach, Trey Benson. Okay, so you took some shots on top of that. You're hoping that you're going to be playing 3 wide receivers, but you're going to get some, some potential somethings from these running backs that you took late, potentially. Potentially not. In which case, hopefully Gibbs and Hall are healthy anyways all season, and it doesn't matter too much. Brian Thomas Jr., DJ Moore. I have concerns about DJ Moore with where you have to take him. It matches my rankings. I don't like where those wide receivers. They're just going to take it too high for me, although I don't know who else you take higher in some instances as well. It's just not an area where I love those receivers. I'd rather get on the back end of that. I have the same tier. I have McMillan as DJ Moore. Godwin, Rashid. So, D's nuts. The receiving room scares me, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just Depends how things go. Njoku nice, Allen nice. Njoku probably nice, hopefully. Another player that scares me a little bit. And then Sturjoy had that wonderful full PPR start. We talked about the running backs, like J.K. Dobbins' addition in there at least, just to give you that something guaranteed. You did not follow up with another running back. I don't like the thinness of the running back room there, and the age and risk all involved. Quinshon Judkins is just eating up a spot for at least 6 weeks, maybe 8, 9, before you feel comfortable playing him, if he even plays for Cleveland this year. So, yeah, I wouldn't want a thin running back room with Quinshon Judkins. Hunter, are you golden? Yeah, I talked about the receivers, though. Love the receiver room. Thanks for the analysis. I know I should have taken Sharp. But that's what these practices are for, right? You know, you do it, and then you say, oh, I did like that, I didn't like that. Like this one, you know, I actually didn't mind this, so if I were to get pushed into this kind of position, even with Burrow, I'd say, okay, I think I can hopefully get by with what I can find at wide receiver, and I'll feel obviously good about the running back room, so I actually didn't mind that. Why don't we do another one, and then get on out of here? I'm just going to... I'll put full PPR... delete this draft. Sorry. Bye-bye, draft. And then... we'll do full PPR. I'm going to do 30 seconds, and I'm going to do 12 team. I got to see what the 12 teams look like. Invite link coming in. I'll do full PPR. 12 team, 30 seconds. I mean, the thing about 12 team that sucks is it's more robots. All right, screw it. You guys want 10 team, we'll do 10 team. Unless there's one person out there that will tell me 12 team that you want it too. But if everybody wants 10 team, I'll just have to do 12 team on my own. I'll get some more in later. You're very welcome, Luke, by the way. It's nice to see you around. I've been hearing some talk about Trey Benson getting more work this year. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the coaches were saying the exact opposite. So, I don't know. I bought it early on in the offseason. Then I bought differently. I really don't know what to make of it. And so I'm a little bit concerned about James Conner right now. And I have Benson, like, you know, not low ranked. So, you know, I still think he's a good pick. Kyron Genty Hampton? I don't think that was a question. Oh, you were asking... Okay, you were answering Nate Boyd. You were answering Mr. Magic there. I will be calling the Seattle game at 10. If anybody wants to go check out the Ultimate Sports Network, he'll be calling the Seattle game at 10 o'clock. I'm down for 12. I probably prefer it. Awesome, Sturjoy. Let's do it. 12 team, 30 seconds. Gonna have to make our decisions quickly, but we'll go with it. I'll practice with the force. I think I think one of my drafts, I think I'll be drafting from the 4 spot, so that works perfectly. Is everybody in here? I'll give chat a moment to say you're not. Nuclear Potato. I feel like that's a new face. Few new faces in here. We now have enough people coming to the channel where we could get a full 12 room if everybody were to show up. But I think Metro's left us, I think, for now. Because I know he said he had his draft. Hopefully he'll show up again so he can get in on the Listeners League. Yep, Michael, you're in here. We got the 6 of us in here. Robbie. Not working for you, Robbie, huh? Do you want to try it again, or should I start? Michael, you're in here. Aren't you? Right over there? The 12 spot? Yeah, you're in it, Michael. Robbie. We got to get you a new something. All right. The draft shall begin. Now. Let's roll. Sturjoy going from the 10 spot to the 1. Luke, we're happy to have you. Why is it so warm in my room right now? I feel like this is supposed to be material that leaks out, not keeps stuff in. CD Lamb all day. CD Lamb is my number 2 on a... I'm going to do a short list of like my top, I don't know, something up to 3 rounds, up to 36 players straight up. I don't really like having a linear draft board. I use, tiers for each position and follow the draft as it may. But I know people like that, so I'll probably do a quick video with just that, something like that going on. Then we've got Monroe St. Brown, Gibbs, Monroe over Jefferson, over Neighbors, Henry, Genty, Achan, Nuka Collins around the corner. Could be very nice. Achan Chase Brown, full PPR, friggin' beautiful. Same with Puka Nuke. Nothing against... I just love that. I just love the Achan Chase Brown. Nuclear Potato, add an AJ Brown to Gibbs. And what are you guys going to leave me? Drake London gone? Oh boy. I might have to go with Ladd. I think I do. Please don't screw me, Keenan Allen. This is literally like the worst team that Keenan Allen could have gone on. Ugh. It's such a funky fit. I'm one of the people who said Ladd McConkey is not only a slot receiver. I liked him in the same sense of like how Chris Olave can work, every area of the field from either spot, even if they're like a little bit better from the slot. But McConkey's numbers from the outside were really, really impressive last year. Ooh, JSN for full PPR. Definitely intriguing. But I don't have a running back yet. Kyron Williams. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll get our flex in here. We got a rainbow. Welcome to the Reading Rainbow. 19 subs from 100, baby. Them first 100s are fun to get. Yeah, but they still passed plenty too last year. I mean, they do like to run. It's why they, part of why they drafted a running back to improve that position. But the NFL's in general likes to run now. Again, because of what defenses did, the NFL goes through these. I thought that had been a long time coming, and I actually called out the return of the run about 2 years too early. But last year it came to a head. I assume it will continue on that path again this year. Maybe we reached the maximum of how much more teams are running, but you look around the league and a lot of teams leaning into the run quite a bit more than, the pass-happy league that it was for some time. Well, the bots follow ADP. I mean, not completely unrealistic, but they just take some of those players that we have concerns about where the ADP is supposed to be falling before they do. But, I mean, I think generally the bots aren't too crazy bad. They just make it... The thing about once it's all humans is the variance is much greater. So the ADPs are actually less accurate the more humans you have. Rashee Rice, well, I'm full PPR, so I don't want that. Oh, God. What have I done? I don't want Chuba. Actually, he's a pretty good receiver. Top 15 target getter last year. I don't know that that'll maintain this year. Chase Brown before McCaffrey is a little too rich for me. Oh, yeah, that would have been a little too rich for me, too. But I still I get it. Some people don't want to touch McCaffrey. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But yeah, Steven Jackson, I mean, I hear you. That's why we trying to get full rooms and so close all the time. We have enough people. They're here. They're just never all here at the same time. Michael, where is your draft? Puka, Nico. Yeah, I like your team a lot. Jamar, Taylor, McBride, Rice, Metcalf. Ooh, pretty. I think I'm going to end up having Travion Henderson over Harvey at the rate that we're going, just barely. But I don't know if I'm quite there yet. Joe Burrow still available here. I'm going to push it off. Oh. The computer knew what I wanted. Thing is, in my real draft, I probably won't take a quarterback, but at the same time, when it's in the 5th round, I do like it. I'll say one of the things that's annoying with the bots, though, they will allow the running tight ends to like drop a little bit more than humans do. So Bo Nix going right behind Burrow. See, that's just a little rich for me when it. But I don't know. Is it because Burrow should have gone earlier? You know. See, I don't like that pick, Michael. I know others do though. It's like you've all gotten your fill of running backs. No, they'll start to go now. Again. Aroa. Well, I mean, he hasn't really been very good in fantasy for 3 years now. I think he and Baker Mayfield go too early via ADP. Bo Nix got taken early here. Burgos is a Bo Nix man, which is fine. Bo Nix is awesome. Ooh, Olave, nuclear potato, taking my boy. Had to pick it. See, that's the kind of wide receiver room you add that to. If it works out, great. When T. Higgins is down. If it doesn't work out, well, it doesn't hurt you too much. Full PPR. I've got Pollard. I should have played the ADP game there, probably. Worthy is never going to get out target Rice. That's not how that works. I mean, the first 2 weeks of the season when Rice isn't playing, he will. It is full PPR. DeAndre Swift, Pollard, welcome home. Please do well. Yeah, I don't like to draft a guy just because I'm going to trade him, but I just feel like it doesn't work usually for people. Like, you're going to trade Worthy after the week that Rashee Rice is coming back. Like, people aren't going to want to pay for him. Unless you get somebody who just doesn't know what the heck's going on. I mean, you know, it can always happen. I'm not saying it can't work out. I'm just saying I don't think it normally does. Like in one of my brother's leagues, somebody took like 6, 7, 8 8 quarterbacks or something. They just cornered the quarterback market, and the rest of the league just said, okay, you can have all the quarterbacks then. Enjoy trying to manage your team because you're going to have to drop some of those quarterbacks because everybody else's quarterbacks pretty much matched each other. You know, he took a lot of the good quarterbacks. So it's not like they were at a disadvantage most weeks, and it's not like he was at a huge advantage because he had all these quarterbacks on his roster, but he did it because he wanted to try to trade them. He's trying to play too smart, and nobody was... the quarterbacks just aren't trade-worthy. I know Worthy's obviously not a quarterback, but just an example of somebody trying to outsmart things, and I just don't think it works more often than not. So I got Ladd, McConkey, JSN, Chuba, Pollard, Swift... I tell you what, this is a very good roster last year, that's for sure. Okay, we're at that point with the wide receivers where I feel like I can just wait. This might be... I don't want Jordan Mason. That's a mistake. I should have taken Jalen Warren. But I think I have Mason higher than Jalen Warren, but in full PPR, I don't want that. I freaked out. Burgos, you put me on tilt. I think I probably would have gone in Joker there. You know what? This is the type of roster for a Matt Golden. Well, Bayshaw Tootin sure has... oh, no, he still remains here. Never mind. I don't see the allure with Tootin. I know he received a bunch of buzz this offseason and stuff. I did not love him as a prospect. I think he's an interesting receiving back and all that. But he's not gonna be the starter over Tank Bigsby as their first, second down back, and he's not gonna be the receiving back over Travis Etienne. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like fast backs and all, but, you know, I like other things too. Got fumbling issues too on his record. I just didn't love his tape. I don't know if Sturjoy, you probably don't know. I spend half of my year on the NFL draft and then half of it on fantasy football. So I watched the tape on all the guys coming in and everything, and Tootin just didn't stand out to me. Once again, some interesting tools to work with for him and everything. You know, I understood why some people would like him, but I got a pretty good eye for running backs. Yeah, we're going to have to take Kincaid here. Hey, you know what, Michael? It's possible. It's possible. He's still like 22. I don't know that he's 22. 24 years old or something like that. He came into the league when he's like 19 or 20. He's still young. He's like 2 years fully removed from the injury. I'm not closing the door on Kyle Pitts being somebody. Just like I'm not about to close the door on Dalton Kincaid being somebody. I thought he was still pretty good last year in general. If he would have just added some touchdowns to his totals, it would have looked a lot nicer. Sturjoy. I was thinking about blue there, but that's okay. I'll forgive you, and I'll go... See, I still think Trey Harris has a decent chance... of mattering. Where did I move him down to? Okay. Yeah, he's still next up on my board. Just banking on one of these rookies popping at least, hopefully. Or both. Helping me out. I hope my bye weeks aren't early season with these three. But even if they are, you know what? Hopefully they're different than one another and they stay healthy, because then I only need to fill in my flex spot, which I can do that with the running backs for sure. Just to end the draft, I'll auto you, or take your picks. You're the last pick then, so just finish these off and head on out then. Steven, you didn't get in on here, huh? Yeah, we should have time to do a 10 team after this quick. I'm going to start it like immediately. I'm not going to go over these rosters. Unless, guys, if you want me to look at your rosters, say it real quick. And then I was going to go with a running back named Austin Eckler here. In full PPR. Lovely. Lovely late edition. Sure thing, Nuke. And then I think we'll finish that off with a shot at Dylan Sampson. Maybe we can strike some late gold. Never know. All right. Nuclear Potato gotten Hampton Gibbs, Caleb. Please take a running back with your last pick, Jerome Ford. Who I don't think this was the roster for Jerome Ford personally, but it might work out fine. Maybe he'll be the starter all season long for them. AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Pickens, Olave. You know I like that. Myers, Pearsall. I have zero issue with either of them. Purdy and May. Okay, I don't think you need May with Purdy. Could have gone like another running back, but I understand some people like 2 quarterback, and in 12 team it's a little bit more okay. Taking a shot with Kyle Pitts, which might fall flat on your face for that. Who knows? But it is what it is when you take a late tight end. Just like Kincaid might help me just as much as Pitts helps you. So I can't talk too much poorly about that. Although I think Kincaid I trust a little bit more. Yeah. Gibbs, Brown, Higgins, Omarion, Pickens as your starters, with probably Purdy and then Kyle Pitts. 12 team too. I like it. I like more of your picks than I don't. That's for sure. I can't do 20, but I can do 30. I had to give Thornton a shout out. Oh, you got Thornton late. Nice. I mean, I don't think he'll matter for fantasy football, but I respect it. You're cooked. All right, so let's just do a real quick 10 team 30-second timer. IP, get on in here. IP, are you in the fantasy? Are you in the listener league? I feel like you are. Get your butt in here. 10 team league. Full PPR. Boom. Update. Boom. I'm gonna also just take that. Whatever. Last round don't matter. IP, if you're not in the listener league, let me know and get you in there. I feel like you are. I can send you a link to it. Same with if there's anybody else hanging out that wants to be included. All right, look at this. I'll go with the 3 spot. Yeah, sure. Is everybody in here? It's on Sleeper. Michael, aren't you? Oh, Michael, I've been confusing you with the other Michael, the Ultimate Sports Network, because you both have longer names. Well, hello, Michael. Yeah, I will get you guys. How are you doing, Mike? There are so many Michaels. We got Michael Burgos. We've got you. We've got Michael. Okay, right here. Let me grab the link. Where are you, link? Could swear the link's right at the top. Maybe if I go full screen. Okay, it's at the very top of chat, so I'll just pull it from there. Here, actually, okay, there should be a pinned message with the league link in it. Let me know if it's not there, and then I'll find the link. All right, almost a full 10 teamer. Let's get this going. It's on Sleeper. The no buy-in. I will do a $10 gift card to the winner to hope to keep everybody involved in it. Oh, IP, let me hold up, guys. Sorry, let me increase it to 12 then. It is full. All right. League settings. Come on. Sorry, I gotta make this screen more full. There it is. Right there, right there. 12 team. Updated. Now there should be room. Get your butt on in here. And the draft has started. Shut up, Carson. You're on the clock. You can always hop back in here if you need to go charge it or something. There's so many Michaels on this channel. As there is in life, there is... Oh, I did a minute timer. Guys. Okay, guys, try to pick quickly. And I say that, and I'm probably going to be the one that will take the longest. Okay, Michael, I'll just turn you on to... I think it'll automatically force you to be auto-picked. It's so hot. AC, work. You think that'll make it work? Holy crap. We got a full 12-team league, guys. Every spot's filled. September 2nd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am planning on having the draft. I don't know if I'm going to... I probably won't be live. And there is a nice chat feature and everything for us to talk some smack to each other with while we draft. I think I have 3-minute timers on the draft. I don't know. Do you guys... Should I go to 5? There was no 4. I think I would have gone 4 if there was. Heck, a slow draft would even be nice, but... We get the advantage of drafting a couple days before the season starts, at least. Alright, hopefully this will turn him into... auto draft? Oh, I can just... Alright. They call me R. For a moment I thought, is this 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Look at this, boys. Only 2 computers. Wow, 3. McBridge? I think it's too early for Bowers myself. Too much. Nico Collins, Drake London, AJ Brown, Ladd McConkey, probably JSN, maybe T. Higgins. I don't want Bowers over any of them. Achan, McCaffrey. Probably this group of running backs up to like Chase Brown as well. I want all those guys over Bowers. But it could work out just fine. Speaking of, I'll go Achan. I think this is full PBR, right? So CeeDee Lamb, Achan, let's go. 0 or B. Sorry, Moist. Lamakanki's still there. McBride? JT, go heavy RB. Start it out. Throw some punches. Tyreek. Okay, so I was between Ladd and Chase Brown. I think I still gotta go Ladd. Oh, I love my full PPR-ness here so far. That's just all receptions. Gibbs, McCaffrey, Chase Brown, the guy going heavy RB in front of the guy going 0 RB. That works nicely. Oh, that's not 0 RB. IP's going 0 RB. Is that you? No, Patel? IP, are you I Patel? And is that Patel like Indian last name Patel? So common. So common. Nice. Oh, Philly's second unit beating up on Cincinnati's second unit, huh? I'm gonna have to check out these box scores when we're done here. Come on, Jake Browning, show your stuff. So Taj Brooks hasn't done anything to make people too excited about that. Oh, let's the CPU pick here and here. You're back on the clock, they call. Professor Patel. I think it's the most common last name in India. Sturjoy, where do we go here? You second gen? American, I assume. I think the Bowers draft is working out. Taylor, Kamara, Bowers, Puka. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I just don't think Bowers is going to pay off for that. Like, I think Nico Collins, Drake London, I just think these other guys will be better. But once again, it doesn't mean you can't, like, make up for it with, getting the right picks later. And, of course, if Bowers can be everything you want him to be. Hurts, Hall, McLaurin, and Walker. Kittle. Let's get all these receptions in here. My neighbor's second gen too. It's a shame we might not have as many second generations in the next generation. Chuba? Guys, I don't like these running backs so much. Holy cow. I think this is Adams. I think that's my first time taking him. Definitely not a full PPR guy. At full PPR, I feel like maybe I should have gone Metcalf there. He definitely has more target upside. I should have gone DK Metcalf. What can you do? Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot for me too with running backs and the wide receivers too. Like, I just don't like this area of the draft, which is why I do end up getting Burrow quite a bit. I've done that a couple times today. I thought about taking him here, but like, I already did that one twice. I don't like taking quarterback and tight end early, but did not love that board. Even MHJ probably technically has more target upside than Adams, but I have Metcalf ahead of MHJ. That's because I let you get Metcalf, you lucky son of a gun. Both of us just have our hero RB going so far. so far. A couple teams going, I mean, it makes some sense though. A couple teams went heavy running back, so we're all kind of like floating off of each other and making it work. I banned Brees after last year. Yeah, it's kind of like how I don't like DJ Moore. Like, I didn't even like him last year. He was just one of those guys. They call me has left us. They call me, are you coming back? Otherwise, I'm just going to computer you. He went to auto pick. I wonder why Michaels doesn't go to auto pick. Yeah, it was a bad year. He's so talented. And he gets a lot of receptions in terms of full PPR. Come on, Sturjoy. I'm going to yell at everybody once they get down to 30 seconds from now on. Keep it moving. And I know I have to yell at myself some too. I don't like that I took Adams there. I should have just sucked it up and grabbed Chuba. Or gone DK at least. Pickens? No! Well, actually, I'm glad you took Pickens because I would have really wanted to take him here. And then I would have felt even worse about Adams. Harrison, Collins, Jefferson ahead of you? Oh no. Patel took AI or Patel or Sturjoy? Who took all your receivers? Artificial intelligence did? That can't be. Or are you talking about right here? These guys? Sorry, Joe. Full PPR. RJ, please don't disappoint me. You know what? But this is why I don't mind waiting on the running backs, especially full PPR, because then there's those Tony Pollards, all those dudes. That's a full PPR little bump. Pacheco, I don't know about that. Ciao, everybody. The Ultimate Sports Network will be announcing, talking through the 10 o'clock game tonight. Las Vegas and Seattle. Go check it out if you're interested. See if you dig it. Oh, I'm up. Hunter. Olave, Ridley. I gotta go. I gotta take another shot. Travion, come here. Miss out on this tier of wide receivers. It's just that Adams pick's upsetting me after such a beautiful start. should have just gone Burrow there, even. I don't know about that. Oh yeah, he gonna play tonight? There's still 5 minutes left in this Indianapolis Ravens game, and they both get played. They're gonna delay the start of Las Vegas Seattle, I bet, by like at least till 10:10. Thoughts on Kelsey? I just think he goes too early in the draft. It's not that I necessarily hate him or anything. Wow. That's a lot of stackage. I mean, I always have the concerns with Rashee Rice there for Kelsey. I have since since Rashee Rice was drafted and Kelsey was getting older. But I do think that this being Kelsey's last year, he knows it. He dropped some weight in preparation for it and everything. Like, I think there could be a semi-revival for him. I just don't. I either want one of those top three tight ends. Three tight ends. Or I want to wait on it. I don't care to spend a 7th, 8th, 9th round pick on a tight end. 6th, 5th. Unless it's Kittle that you're getting in the 5th. Oh, I can't wait to see Jack Bash too. Oh, my bad, guys. You gotta yell at me. Darn it, there goes Ridley. Sturjoy up on the clock. Godwin was really the only one. Jacoby Myers in full PPR isn't bad. But in case RJ Harvey or Henderson take a while or whatnot, Pollard's perfect there. All right, I'm back on digging this roster a fair bit, especially if I pretend that I took DK Metcalf instead of Adams there. Yeah, he dislocated his pinky, so that reopens the door for Daniel Jones to take that starting job to start the year. Because, he already has injury accuracy issues, and then you add that on top. Full PPR, Khalil Shakir. Welcome back onto a roster again, I think. Looks like so. Hold up. Juwan Jennings. Mr. Patel, where are you going? Ooh, Debo. I don't like that. Especially not for full PPR. But hey, maybe Terry McLaurin won't be there anyways, and then maybe Debo will just get 100 targets. Diggs. Montgomery. Not my favorite draft, Patel. I love the start. Love the first 5 rounds. Little Downs action. Terry's not out. Terry just doesn't have a contract right now. He's holding out. He's not out. And there's still a month before the season starts. Doesn't matter. Players request trades all the time. That's part of the contract negotiation. They're just trying to force the team's hand. They can't trade him. They can't get rid of him. I keep forgetting. He's an investment in their quarterback's future. Their receiving corps sucks without him. Get an old Deebo Samuel who's got some bad reports coming out of camp. When a veteran has bad reports coming out of camp, usually not perfect. A great scenario. full PPR, Emeka Egbuka might be the target over Golden, huh? For upside? Let's do it. Let's take Egbuka. Luke. Yeah, I usually do, but there was a request and we were a little bit ahead of schedule, and I was supposed to put a 30-second timer on and I forgot to, and it was a minute. So it should have been over by now. But long time follower of the channel, Michael's Budget Podcast, requested us do one more, so I went in and did it. I appreciate you for stopping back in, Luke. Sorry that you didn't catch that. Alright, so here, we'll go Purdy. I'm going to play a little game at the quarterback position here, maybe. Not one I normally play, but I am potentially looking... Ugh. Yeah, I got my strategy down. Alright. Patel, just watch my videos, man. I'll help you. Where did you, Sturjoy, where do you like the Chuba Tet combo? Draft first. Answer me next. Ooh. I got the Dwan Jennings Brock Purdy stack, baby. We're golden. This team's going far. Dynasty running back Joe Mixon or David Montgomery? I feel like David's probably got more, and I think David Montgomery. He could still become like a late career starting running back for a team. All right, Jaden Blue. Take another risk or take a safe pick in Eckler. So I was going to do this. Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. And because I actually have Dak Prescott ranked ahead of Purdy. But I took Purdy expecting I was going to take Prescott if he made it. I don't know that I need both of them. But Prescott has not stayed healthy like ever. Jaden Blue, Austin Eckler. I feel like for this roster, I should probably just take Eckler. Alright, so Tank Bigsby should not still be available. Eckler, Pollard. We got our 2 upside shots. We got Achane. Hoping that we only ever need to play. Alright. I think it's a good mix of safe picks and upside picks, and this should be DK Metcalf anyways. And then I could get down with this. I don't love taking two quarterbacks. CD, Achane, Chase Brown. Yeah, I know. I was between Chase Brown and McConkey here. I was between the two. McConkey's also a full PPR beast, though. So, got that going for it. Yeah. I couldn't believe how far Achane fell. Chase Brown, I think that's pretty normal for Chase Brown, though. Especially when you look at the other running backs and everything. All right. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get on out of here. Any other questions? Did I miss any? Christian Ferguson, I gave you my answer on my thought there. Yeah, the Joe Mixon stuff, the injury and stuff too, just I don't know. Yeah, same here, man. I'm glad we got it going this year. Tried getting it going last year. It didn't quite work out, but we got it. 12 team, baby. We had 6 last week, 6 more this week. So hopefully everybody will stay active for that. Yeah, I think so. I just feel more comfortable with 12. It'll probably depend. If there's, like if Metro, I think you know Metro. If Metro wants to get in, I'll open it up to 13, and then I have an emergency 14, even if we didn't get a 14th naturally, I have a friend of mine who I've always wanted to be in a league with, and we've never been in the same league, because he's just like one of those ex-coworkers, friends, but we have enough interests that we keep in touch. Or I just keep in touch with him, but he's especially responsive. So, yeah, we still just keep in touch with our interest in, like, the Brewers, the Milwaukee Bucks, sports, basically. That's what we always did as coworkers. Go out for, some drinks to the sports bar and watch some whatever sport time of the year it is. Yeah, all Wisconsin sports for me. But I like a lot of teams when it comes to the NFL. When it comes to basketball, I got my teams that I liked when I was a little kid, but I just care about the Bucks. Baseball, I really only care about the Brewers. Nino, liking the teams. Love you, Nino. Thanks for stopping in. Nino, you're around here a lot. Do you want in on the Listeners League? Are you in? I can turn it to 14. It's full at 12 right now. We could do a 14-team league. And at 14, I think the settings are actually perfect for 14 because it's not super deep benches or anything. Brewers are absolutely disgusting. They're actually pretty good. I love how I don't get it. I don't get how they're always pretty darn decent. Whenever you expect them to be good, though, that's when they suck. Nino, let me know. I'm going to keep this open just a little bit more. Let me know if you want in on that. Otherwise, show up. The draft's not until September 2nd. The draft will be September 2nd at nighttime, just like this. And, if you want in, obviously, I can move it up to 14 team for you. Who got the best team here? I don't know. I didn't look at them all. Let's see. Sturjoy. Okay, so I like my team. I think it's fun, and I pretend that I got DK Metcalf here in my own brain. But if I didn't get DK Metcalf here, then I start to like this team a little bit less. Chase, Evans, McMillan, Myers, Golden, Kirk. Okay, so I see some things that I don't love about Shut Up Carson's. Moist Mike. Like the running backs. Very risky wide receivers. I don't think that's going to be a favorite. Patel's got a lovely start. I did not love this portion of his draft, and he finished off with Eugene Lee or somebody. Eric Lee, I don't know. Nuclear Potato started off strong with the running backs and never went with another running back. Okay, also chose a no name, though. Let's pretend this is at least like Jaden Blue here. Then it would be Ayuk, Cup, Judy, Olave, Pickens, Wilson. So I love the wide receiver room. Didn't need another random wide receiver, that's for sure. Njoku, Burrow. Okay, I think Nuclear Potato is actually a really good team. Little thin at running back. Probably go like J.K. Dobbins or Austin Eckler because this is full PPR. Austin Eckler and Jaden Blue to finish this puppy up. And then I really like Nuclear's team. Sturjoy, Puka, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Josh Downs, Mooney, Trey Harris. That late is nice. Murray Bowers, Taylor, Kamara, Aaron Jones, Swift. So the running back room actually looks fine for waiting till round 3 here. This was where it got a little bit weak for me, so I'm going to take Nuclear Potato over that. And these two were computers. So I think outside of mine, I think I would actually take mine for most complete from top to bottom that I like. But Nuclear Potatoes, I think, has the best chance of being the best team out of ours in the league. The really, really strong start. Obviously, McCaffrey's a little bit risky. Wilson's actually more risky. Like, I see the name Wilson and I like it, but actually, I do think that there are some major yellow flags. And then Olave, there's some yellow flags. Did I get a little too high up on nuclear? I don't know. I don't know. I have problems with all of our rosters. Okay, so as a group, I think these wide receivers should work out fine. And then Ayuk taps it off. But I would have wanted two more running backs in here somewhere between Judy Cup. You know, if Pollard here, if you could have added Pollard as your RB4 and then Blue as the last one, and then you got Ayuk. Well, I don't like Ayuk either. Yeah, I popped off on it a little bit. They Call Me was not a computer throughout the first 5 rounds. They're nice. I don't know. I have issues with all of our rosters. I think I would pick my own. Steven Jackson, which one is yours? Are you Nuclear Potato? Oh, Shut Up Carson? Okay. It might not be a case of what you could be different. It might just be a case of what we like. So, especially full PPR, I don't care to have Pacheco. Now, maybe your leagues have PPR or something, so you're not really too concerned about the fact that this mock draft was full PPR. But, like, I would much rather take a shot on Henderson and see what that's going to get me in full PPR. I like Aaron Jones more than Pacheco. I don't think everybody agrees with that. I like Pollard, Swift more than Pacheco, especially full PPR. I think most people would agree with that, even Caleb Johnson. So, like, I'm not too high up on Pacheco. Obviously, he could pay off here. We know that that's possible. But it looks like it's a 1A, 1B situation there. Also with a third running back that apparently they like in camp so far, and with a receiving back who is going to be like their receiving back. So there's just a steady flow. I don't think the workloads are going to be consistent enough for him to pay off where he gets drafted at. Myers, Golden, Kirk, I don't end up seeing it happen for Kirk. There's too much wide receiver competition there, I feel like. But obviously, he definitely could for where you can get him in a draft. It's just there's other shots that I want to take. Like this E. Lee guy, you know. Who doesn't want to take a shot on that? But no, like Trey Harris, I still think there's more upside than Kirk. Tyjae Spears is somebody that I'm probably too low on. So that's just an I'm too low on thing. So ultimately, you know, you went for McBride. I get Kittle just a little bit later. I mean, I still like McConkey, Chase Brown for full PPR at least. It is full PPR though, so McBride, more excusable there, fine. Williams is just a little bit concerning, but I get it. You know, that's like where I have him ranked. So I have no problem with the fact that you took Williams there, because I'm pretty sure he was probably the highest running back on my board. So I don't think there's a whole lot I would, you know, I can outright say I'd correct outside of Pacheco. It's just the one where I'm saying, like, do something different. And then you got your boy Bo Nix, or I don't know. I guess maybe he's not your boy. He's somebody's boy that drafts here. Yeah, that's my feedback on it. Overall, it's fine. You know, Josh Jacobs, not the best full PPR. Like, in full PPR, Chase Brown over... I don't think I would have Chase Brown over Jacobs. So no problem there because Achan's gone, of course. Mike Evans, I prefer DK Metcalf. I think. My rankings might not agree with that. So yeah, no, not too much that I think you did wrong. Just a couple of names that I don't love. You might have one of the more complete game teams, especially when you think of full PPR Trey McBride. Because I think he's the tight end who's going to have the most receptions. Hunter, 18, how's it going? We're just closing up shop. But if you have any questions, I can answer before I head on out. Yeah. I understand, Steven. It's so weird saying my name. Say my name. Raiders Seattle are going. Okay, what's happened here with the Raiders Seattle? I'll give Hunter a second if he does have a question to get that out here before I end the stream. Okay, so Ashton Genty has a rush for 3 yards. So that's something. Trey Tucker. There we go, boy. Got a reception for 15. And, George Holani. Very interesting running back prospect for Seattle. Way down in that depth chart, but still an interesting guy. 3 attempts, 33 yards with only a 20-yard run, so the other 2 were each still good rushes. Robbie Oots. Oh, my God. Fullback Robbie Oots is the thickest man on earth. Got a reception for 17 yards for Seattle. I love that. My boy Torrey Horton got a reception for 7 yards. Let's go. We got some fun names playing for Seattle. All right. What is the best spot to draft from in a 10-team league? I like the edges. I like what still might come around from you with these top, like getting CeeDee Lamb and Achane to me is just heaven, absolute heaven. So I do love that a lot, but also having the opportunity to go, for me, it would be like A.J. Brown, Christian McCaffrey, Malik Neighbors, Christian McCaffrey, or something like that around this turn. I think is also quite nice to be able to do. So I tend to gravitate towards those. Now the thing is, you can get CeeDee Lamb sometimes at like pick 6 or something, so that's really nice, and then you can pair CeeDee Lamb up. So I would say, I think there's a bit of a, Ladd McConkey was still there. Maybe picks 3, because you can almost always get CeeDee Lamb there, through like 6, depending on exactly how this first pick falls. Because there's a chance, if I'm not stuck with, if I have to take Justin Jefferson currently because of the hamstring, it just concerns me a little bit. If I have to take Barkley because he's the best running back available, the injury concerns and everything for me are concerning, though, this year. So like 3 and 4 probably are my sweetest spot there, because there's almost certainly in 10-team still going to be guys that I really, really like a lot here. And if you get really lucky, maybe Ladd McConkey drops in the third round, or I could have taken like Chase Brown here for full PPR purposes. Nino, you got rid of your question. Are you rewriting it? Hunter, I have videos coming out on. I already released a video on. Tomorrow will be from picks 8, 9, and 10 for 10-team PPR. I released a video on picks 1, 2, and 3. And next week, a video on picks 4, 5, 6, and 7 will come out. So, subscribe to the channel, check out those videos. I already did full videos on those. And so I don't really want to repeat that. all of that. But, I will say, too, the longer ADPs are turning around. McConkey might be falling a little bit like we saw here. I think that's a little bit of a fall because of the addition of Keenan Allen there. RJ Harvey's a guy who might be falling. The news on him not being perfect. So things are still fluid. It's not perfect, but you get some general things that I like. I also put out some videos on general strategies earlier on, too, this offseason that are always relevant that you could check out. In a 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, and 2 flex league, is there any difference in how drafting goes besides quarterback and tight end values? Yeah. You don't need to... Wide receivers are more valuable, just in general. You don't need to try to... You have more freedom to, go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Especially 3 wide receiver and 2 flex. You don't need to, stay liquid as... Well, the ability to stay liquid has gotten a lot greater for you, or a lot more forgiving. Because if you go 3 wide receivers right off the gate, you still have 2 flexes and those 2 running back spots. So you don't have to worry about getting that running back as much. And yeah, I would say generally quarterback and tight end values probably go a little bit lower. Personally, this year, I also would go heavier on those wide receivers, because I do think that pretty quickly the wide receivers get very questionable. Obviously, players will come out of them, but we might see a year where the top 15 or so wide receivers are significantly more helpful for your team than that next tier. There's probably 2 tiers within that top 15, or 3, even depending on how many how into the minutia you want to get into it, but that third or fourth tier of wide receiver might be just really like hot and cold throughout the season. You know, some of those rookies might end up showing up for us later that we're able to get later in the draft, and those players you can get much later in the draft. But there's also guys like George Pickens, even Chris Olave, in my opinion, but maybe not. You know, there's some question marks, but like George Pickens, I think going too low right now. If his ADP stays where it is, that's where you can pop off on like a running back instead of wide receiver with the plan of, okay, I think I'm going to get a really good player in George Pickens that's like has a chance of being just as good as Devontae Adams. Like, how doesn't he have a chance of being just as good as Adams? I would almost, it almost seems like he probably will be when I really think about it. So there's, you know, those little things that you can plan on when you like somebody and their ADP is so low that you know that you're almost certainly going to get them. But otherwise, I do like going, like, in that type of league, I'm more willing to pass up on some of those running backs unless the value's just staring at you. You got to go Jamar Chase. You got it, especially if it's full PPR. Yeah, Steven Jackson, every Tuesday, Thursday, we're doing them. And I don't know, are more people going to be drafting like the weekend of the 24th since the next weekend's so close to the start of the season this year or something? Because usually the next weekend after that is going to be like the big draft weekend, and I was thinking of doing a lot of drafts that week leading up to that. Would you take Lamb over Jefferson in full PPR? Yes, I have Lamb in half PPR ranked over Jefferson, actually, Hunter. All right, Nino. I'm glad that you are satisfied with that. Yeah, Steven just showing it here. I went Lamb. Yeah, I like Lamb a little bit more than Jefferson in general. Very close, but especially currently with Jefferson having the hamstring thing, to me, that I think CeeDee Lamb's going to overtake him in ADP if he hasn't yet. I think that's very, very close to happening. All right, guys. I will end the stream once I get the ability to end it, unless you get a question in before I get there. I'm going to give a little bit of time here. A little bit of time for a question. Take a drink. Let's see if Ashton Gentry's done anything. I see Las Vegas is back on the field, and I think Ashton Gentry might have just gotten a carry. It didn't go anywhere. Donta Thornton got a catch. Ashton Gentry, -4 yards. Oh, maybe the Ashton Gentry stock will fall. Well, actually, I'm a little bit low on Gentry already. But for Ashton Gentry lovers, this is just going to help his stock fall if this remains, because currently he has 3 carries for -1 yard. I'm curious if this is it's probably the starting offensive line 2 going for Las Vegas. So people are going to be down on Gentry if this is how this stays, unless he pops one off here. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Once again, Tuesday, Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.